that's a great introduction now to start talking about, the Edge Center portfolio and what we're really doing together to kind of bring the pieces that you've got to the table from an IT standpoint and what Schneider can do for our customers and our partners. So maybe you could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So something that was co-developed by Schneider Electric and HPE is what you're seeing behind you, which is the Edge Center portfolio. Let me kind of step you through some of the makes and models so you have kind of a general understanding of what we're offering here. The whole key to the portfolio is making sure that you can actually ruggedize and secure any IT infrastructure at the edge. Now, behind me is the Model 42E, and the Model 42E has 8 kW worth of capacity and either an M+1 more fault-tolerant type of a configuration, or you can put it in teaming mode and provide a 16 kW capacity, non-redundant, so that you can support some high-performance compute or data analytics type capabilities out at the edge. This has 29 rack units of usable space for infrastructure. Our Model 42 over here has 8 kW worth of capacity, non-redundant, and it has 35 rack units of usable space. What's key with this is when folks are deploying workloads that are more resilient and they don't need a more resilient facilities infrastructure, they would use this type of a model. Now, as well, we have our Model 23. Our Model 23 is a half-height, 3 kW micro data center that has 19 rack units of usable space and is perfect for 3 to 4 servers being deployed as well as top-of-rack switching. What's unique about this, it's a complete roll-up format. It has the active cooling built into it, but as well, it has an external condenser built into it, so literally it's very rapidly deployable. As well as what was co-developed by Schneider Electric and HPE is this new IoT center. This is a wall-hanging micro data center that has 1 kW worth of capacity, 4U of usable space, and you can either hang it on a wall or you can put it on casters and put it on the floor. It allows for scalability as well. You can mount one of these units a little higher up on the wall and utilize the 4U. If you want to expand further, you can put another unit underneath it and remove the knockouts and supply secure power and cabling to the second unit and get an additional 4U of usable capacity. All of these have universal features throughout. Let me talk about the intelligence for a minute. From an intelligence perspective, all the UPSs and PDUs are intelligent, switched and metered PDUs. We have intelligent cooling, okay, that you can remote control the cooling. But there's also additional features like sensors on the doors, a CCTV camera on top of the unit that has proximity sensing and bidirectional audio. It has leak detection, it has smoke detection, it has thermal and humidity sensing. It has a fire suppression system built into it, and those are our larger units, all right? On our smaller unit, this is where it varies slightly. Instead of an active cooling solution, it has a passive cooling solution where it has a rear fan assist and it has a filter on the front, and through the use of the servers and the rear fan helps pull fresh air through. This is really meant to be used in conjunction with comfort air in indoors in a building, but it simplifies the deployment of the infrastructure because you're not having to deal with a condenser and the active cooling.
That's great. So if you think about, the simplest definition of the edge, right, from an HPE standpoint, it's anything that's residing outside the data center. And obviously, if you're residing outside the data center, you're not going to have IT staff available to really help manage these types of solutions. So I think one of the biggest differentiators we've got together, and the thing that we've invested the most amount of time in, is really kind of like the software integration management, the standardization of our ability to really drive that management and remote management to the edge. So maybe talk a little bit about how that comes together from your standpoint and all the integration points.
Yeah, and that's great. I mean, our main differentiator of this type of a solution is the software management, remote control, and some of the automated use cases we can bring to bear. First and foremost, the entire intelligent infrastructure is used to abstract the data out of the infrastructure and centrally gather that at the software, and we leverage our Schneider Electric EcoStruxure software to centrally pull in all of the data from all the different units it's managing provide that remote control, but it provides us the ability through orchestration up the software stack to do a lot of these automated workload and automated management type features. Let me kind of give you an example to help illustrate and articulate that to you. So in the automated workload protection, imagine a remote deployed edge infrastructure and there was either a power incident or the cooling unit has stopped working properly and the temperatures are rising, or someone forcibly opened up the door and the alarm went off. Any amount of these facility infrastructure alarms are centrally gathered, and we can invoke automation management features. With the automated workload protection, the software goes up and works with the virtualization platforms. It will vMotion or move the workloads geographically off to another location while gracefully shutting down all the hardware inside of the unit to preserve its OS state, to ensure that data isn't corrupted from a harsh power outage or an outage. And that's really, really key to providing operational excellence at the edge, in our opinion. Typically what happens is customers can't, when they have an issue at the edge, invoke their emergency operating procedures fast enough to keep the hardware from just shutting off. With that automation capability, it makes it seamless and allows them to provide that operational excellence all the way through from the core data centers to the edge.
Fantastic. So obviously we have a limited amount of time today, and there's so much more that we could talk about here, but I think it was really important to really start helping customers understand this whole edge story. And we're investing in the ability, again, for our teams to be able to work together and really support our partners and our customers in the field. We're doing this globally, and we're really looking forward to working more with you guys and helping you deliver this story to your customers. So if you have any comments or questions, please put those in the chat, and we're going to be available to help take this conversation forward with you. And we want to thank you again for the couple minutes that you've just spent with us.